So I want to tell you a little bit about the 9th Annual Peace Day in the Park. One, thank you so much for tuning in and connecting with us. This year I have some amazing things planned for the Southwest Florida Peace Festival, a day of peace that recognizes the International Day of Peace. A couple things that are interesting about this year. One, for me, you all know that I am into numbers, I like connectivity. For me, this is the 9th year. And for me, 9 is the number of transformation, of completion, of satisfaction. I really feel that this is a significant year for us here in South Florida within relation to this idea of peace. I want to tell you a little bit about something that might sound a little bit far out there or reached, but every year before this year we've come to Peace Day in the Park, and we've celebrated at Peace Day, at JC Park, and yet this year I want to challenge the thought process a little bit. For me and for what I really recognize, Peace Day in the Park has not just been about this goal or idea of what peace might look like, but more so an experience of culture of peace. What that is internally and what that looks like, so that in our minds, our hearts, our community, our families, we can not only recognize it, but experience it. So for me, I want to challenge you in this idea of what is peace. Okay, so we think of peace sometimes as this elusive idea that is far-fetched, and that whether it happens in our lifetime or not is something that I stand for. But I want to challenge you. What if peace has been happening? I want to ask you to think about this year's 9th Annual Peace Day in the Park. When you come to this experience, I want you to think about not inviting Peace Day in the Park to the park. I want you all to think about what it would be like if we invited the park to Peace Day. Look at the ants below our feet, the creatures above us. What about the trees or the leaves or the grass? Is it possible that we could say that beyond human comprehension, that peace is continuously happening 364 days of the year? And then we get to JC Park and we say, we ask for peace. What if peace is happening? This year, I invite each of you to the 9th Annual Peace Day in the Park at JC Park, held once a year in honor of the International Day of Peace, to recognize that peace is not an idea. That when we gather, when we celebrate, we're not just wishing. We're saying, I'm coming to a day of peace. And that I'm choosing this year to recognize that peace is sustainable. That peace is happening. And that when I pick up a piece of dirt, when I look at that leaf that I collect, and that grass that is around me, and the ants that work in coexistence with the tree, the grass, the flower, the dirt, that this is a culture of peace. A culture of peace that's been existing before even peace was a word that we needed to identify. What if peace is happening? Here in Southwest Florida, I believe that something amazing is happening. We're surrounded by amazing individuals and a lot of beauty that surrounds us here. And I believe that peace is happening. It's not a wish, it's not a goal. I believe that we are the change. And this year, September 18th, at JC Park in Cape Coral, Florida, I believe that you're going to experience a day of peace. Not a wish, not a hope, but a choice that recognizes that a culture of peace exists inherently in each one of us, in the grass, in the tree, in the bird, or the ant. And that this year, for the first time in history, we're not just coming together at an event. We're coming together to recognize that a culture of peace is inherent, and that we're no longer looking for it, that we're choosing to recognize that it is inherent right in front of us. and that we are that very change.